everybody, this is Heisey here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to use the blow molder. Looking at your directions in the packet you received in class, the first thing it says is lay out all of your material. You're going to need a plastic bead. There's a little can right here full of plastic beads. If it gets down to about a quarter of the can full, let me know. I will be happy to refill it for you, okay? There are the molds that we have. We have multiple different molds. You can take a look throughout this bin right here. It's labeled on the side exactly what they all are. Today, I'm going to be doing a little floating key tag mold for you. All right. If you decide that you would like something else besides the mold that is in the blow molder, please let me know. I will be the one to change it for you. You are not to change it yourself. You just pick out the mold you like, bring it to me, and I'll be happy to change it for you. The next, it says we need our filler tool. That is going to be located right inside with the plastic beads. Just a little handle, be able to scoop out the plastic beads that we need. And the last would be a handle. All right, this is the handle. It's going to get placed on our plunger, so we will be using that. For the setup, very easy to set up. You are basically going to plug the machine into the back or to the outlet against the wall. All right, you're going to turn on the power. There is a little switch, looks like a light switch right over here. It says power. Flip that up, and then on the side, we have to set our thermostat. So you basically just come over here. There's a little test. You just hit the power on the top here, and we are going to set our temperature to 350 degrees right on the dial. Then the next part, it says fill the hopper to the top with plastic beads using the filler tube. That's our little brass tube. You're basically going to fill up the scoop, place the plastic beads inside of our heating element. Now, this entire block right here is being heated. This is going to get to 350 degrees. Do not touch anything on here. You will burn yourself. Okay, now I've had this preheated, so it is already hot, but it should take about 5 to 7 minutes for it to warm up fully. Okay, the next thing, it says you're going to make sure to pack it down and refill it. So you're going to hold this handle and you're just going to push down a little bit, lift it back up. However far it squeezes down, then you would just take the filler and go ahead and fill it back up to the top again. All right. Next, you should have about a 1/2 inch of plastic sticking out of the bottom. So I'm going to push this down just a little bit. Then again, fill up whatever I need on the top. I have it pretty full, so we should be good to go for this demonstration. It says select our desired mold. I have that inside of here. And we're going to go on to moving. Now, making your mold. Once you actually have your plastic melted, okay, you are going to make sure the compressor air is in the upward position. There's a little red knob down here at the bottom. We need to flip this up. This is our little air compressor. I have a little motor on the back here. If I flip this on, you can hear this is just air coming out of our little air compressor. Now, what actually is blow molding? It is taking plastic and blowing air up inside of it. So common things that you might see that are made by blow molding would be a little container like this. Here's a little squirt bottle. Now, how do I know that these were made by blow molding? You're going to be able to actually look on the side, and if you see a line going down on both sides, that's how you can tell if an item was actually blow molded compared to injection molded. All right? So I have that 1/2 inch plastic sticking down. Then what I'm going to do is wait for my plastic to melt, which it has. I'm going to be safe. Rather be safe than sorry. Okay. Safety glasses. I'm going to go ahead. It says place the handle on the upper bar. Here's my upper bar. Here's my handle. This is just for leverage. Do you have to use this? No, but it takes a little bit longer to pull down on that. So I like to put the handle in here. Now, it says pull down on the plastic until the plastic touches the little copper part right on here above our little air compressor. What a lot of students do is they try and pull down on this as hard as they possibly can. You do not want to do that. What ends up happening is the plastic will be too thin on your final project. So I'm just pulling down, and you can see that it's extruding out of here. Now, this is a manual blow molder. By manual, I mean me pulling down the handle. In industry and manufacturing, they actually have machines that do this, and the process is a little bit quicker. But the whole point of this is for you to get the understanding of how blow molding actually works. Sometimes you need to bring that plastic over a little bit. And again, I'm bringing it down nice and slowly. My plastic is going to come down just to my little compressed air part. This takes a few minutes as you're doing this. Again, if you go too fast, you might also hear some popping going on inside of there. That's little air bubbles. That means that some air got trapped in our heating element up here. And you might have some air bubbles in your project. So as we're bringing this down, it starts to go a little bit faster once it gets towards the bottom. Then very quickly, we're going to end up closing our mold and turning on the air. So once this reaches down here towards the bottom, I need it to go over top of the airline. I'm going to place this down over top of it. I'm going to close the handles, lock them into place, and turn on my air. And you can hear that air compressor as it's going. All right. We want to let this go for about 60 seconds around there so we know that it is shooting the air up inside that mold and it's hardening that plastic that was just very hot. What I can do while I'm waiting is lift the handle up and I can start to refill the plastic. Now I hear a little whistling sound. That might mean that a hole popped in it. And if that's the case, then I'm going to have to redo that for my final grade. You're going to want to remake one for your final grade. All right, so now I can go ahead and I can turn the compressor off while I'm waiting. Then I'm going to pull down on my little air hose. I'm going to open this up and voila. Here is my little floating key tag. So what I would do now is I would get an X-Acto knife or a box cutter, a knife, trim around the edges here, and then I can turn my item in for a final grade. If you have any questions, please make sure to ask. Thanks.